Hey guys, welcome to my storytelling channel hosted by me, Dark Luna. And today I will be telling you guys 3 real scary stories posted on Reddit. I hope you enjoy. Now let's begin. Messed me up for years. Anyone have something similar? I also posted this in a scary story sub. I figured someone here might have some thoughts as well. First post here. I'm more of a Reddit looker, but some friends say I need to tell this stuff. Long post alert also. Years ago, maybe 2006, 2007-ish, I took my girlfriend, now wife, to the movies. We were just out of high school. We decided to see The Exorcism of Emily Rose, against her mother's advice. We made it through half of the movie. She wasn't enjoying it at all, and neither was I. We head out early, and since we had some time left, we decided to head to the park next to her house to just hang out for a bit before I had to drop her off. We park my truck. I take the keys out of the ignition and set them on my lap. A few seconds after, the radio comes on, and the LCD display is just showing weird symbols, and there's a very deep voice coming from the speakers. It was really loud and clear, but the words it was saying weren't English, and neither of us understood what they were saying. We proceeded to jump out of the truck, kind of freaked out. After the scary movie, we were uneasy, and this was just over the top. When we hopped out, the radio shut off and the voice stopped. After a few minutes, we decided we should head to her house now. She lived less than a block, so we speeded over there. Once there, I had the strangest feeling, like someone was right behind me or watching me. I was really scared at this point. It was just so odd. I called my mom and I told her I couldn't explain now, but I wouldn't be home tonight and I would tell her more in the morning. No way I was driving that truck home alone, in the dark. We sat for a while with her family, and I asked her mom if I could stay the night there. And her dad said I could share a room with her brother. Fast forward when we were going to sleep. He gave me the bed and slept on the floor, facing away from me towards the door. After a bit, sitting there propped on my elbow facing the door, all of a sudden, it got very cold, and I couldn't move or talk. Into the doorway walked a silhouette figure that was black like smoke, with solid white eyes, and appeared to have dreadlocks and a high ponytail. It stood in the doorway for what seemed like forever, staring straight into my eyes, and then turned and walked into the bathroom. As soon as it leaves the door, I can move again, so I have to know if it's in the bathroom at this point. I nervously get up. Her brother startled me by asking, "What are you doing?" And I say, "I have to go to the bathroom." Nothing was there. Since that movie, weird stuff always happens at 3:30 a.m. For the next 4 years or so, almost every night I woke up at 3:30 with the same someone watching me feeling. I chalked it up to sleep paralysis or a weird tech glitch, and the rest on me being paranoid and anxious about it. I've told all my friends over the years, but about 2 years ago, decided to tell my brother-in-law. He was dumbfounded when I told him and said he remembered that night very clearly because he was frozen and saw the same thing. So what the heck? Anyone have something similar? Stuff got weird. Stuff got confirmed. Demons are real. Just read it. Also sorry for my grammar sucks. Wendigo, y'all. I posted this on a different, apparently wrong sub, so I'm reposting it here and hope it's the right spot. Okay, so after reading the story about the person's gas station encounter around Missoula, Montana on Creepy Encounters, here is my lengthy story of a similar encounter, though I never saw the creature in its entirety. My husband and I were honeymooning by driving our camping rig on landing and dirt roads from ghost town to ghost town. We picked a town and camped near it for the night, and we've been doing that for about a week. Nothing special or creepy happened at any point, just some nature and some history. One town I was very excited about was Garnet, Montana. It's just about an hour from Missoula, and we'd called our friend, who's an outfitter in Billing, for a place to camp. He said, just up the mountain, there's a flat spot. Now, we have a 17-year-old Tahoe with big tires, a rooftop tent, and sleeping quarters in the cabin because we always travel with 2 dogs and a cat. So all we need is a decent spot, slightly hidden, and we're good. As we drive up the backside of the mountain, off the main road, I see abandoned cars and a few rundown houses. Nothing too weird, but I can't shake the pit in my stomach that's growing. We get further up and pass the parking area for the ghost town, and the higher we drive, the more my instinctive anxiety kicks in. You know, the flight or flight? Adding to that, my dogs are going nuts. Of course, I wrote it off as them needing to go out. So we finally find a flat spot, and I realize my husband and I haven't spoken the whole drive up. Probably 45 minutes. He goes to get out of the car to see if it's level, and I grab his hand, dogs barking and whining and pacing, and say, please don't turn off the light. I think I saw eyes before we stopped. He just looks at me confused and says why he has to, but he'll leave the cabin light on. When he gets out, all I can think of is how it's watching. I don't even know what it is, but I sense it's followed us from where the eyes flash. When he gets back in, I tell him not to let the dogs out yet, and he says, we should go. Something isn't right. Now, we camp a lot, and I get spooked, but my husband never does. We usually hang out and I relax, and it's fine. He's never left a spot because I've been alarmed. So when he says we should go, I knew he felt it too. We head down a different road, paved one on I-90, driving fast. I looked in the rearview mirror, but the dogs were in the way, and the tent is so dark, you can't see well at night. But there was a rumble, like something big was running. The tension is growing, dogs are pacing, and he and I are bickering, and it starts snowing hard. Out of nowhere. We come around a turn, and a stark white rabbit dashes in front of the car, and we hit it. A hush fell over all of us after that, until we got down the mountain onto the side road. All anxiety we felt was gone. Cut to the other side of Missoula, where we camp, 0 creepiness until the next day. As we're driving back to Garnet, on the main mountain road we came out on, we notice a point when we ascend the mountain that we both started feeling nervous. I looked at my husband after we made a big turn and said, where's the rabbit? It was gone. No carcass, no blood, no animal tracks, no trace it had been there. I can believe that something got it, but no trace of it. We were the first people up. No other tire tracks besides ours on the way down. And I would think you'd see blood or something, but it was gone. The snow wasn't deep enough to have buried it, because we could see our distinct tracks from the previous night. No rabbit. So we get to the ghost town. So interesting, by the way. And we're talking to the rangers about the creepiness on the mountain. And one of the guys says, yeah, there's something up here. I wouldn't stay by myself at night. And the other smiles and says, what exactly did you see and feel? So I tell him I felt fear, deep, primal fear, that it was old, not human, hadn't been human for a while, if ever. I said, it wasn't a ghost, and it wasn't a living crazy person. I said, I felt like it wanted to eat me, which I know is strange, but I felt like we were being hunted. And I said, at one point, I thought I saw the red eyes, but couldn't be sure. and I think it followed us from where we'd seen the eye, like stalking. He said, "There's a Wendigo up here. Do you know what that is?" I didn't, but when he described the lore, I almost cried. That was exactly down to the eyes. A few months later, I'm telling the story to my stepmom, who's been researching American Indian symbolism. And she says, "You know what rabbits are, right?" Of course I do not. Rabbits are often believed to be warrior spirits, and they say that when the rabbit comes, he fights for you. That rabbit sacrificed himself for you guys that night. A chill ran over me, and my husband looked at me and said, "After the rabbit, it stopped chasing us." I had never mentioned I thought it chased us. This was posted on Has anyone experienced anything paranormal with dolls? Tell your story. When I was a little girl, 6 to 7, I had a shelf on my wall that faced my bed. On the shelf were about 5 lined up Barbie dolls. I always felt their stares on me as I was trying to go to sleep, and I couldn't stop feeling as though someone was actually watching me. This feeling became so overwhelming that I started to ask my mom to turn the Barbie dolls' heads around so I couldn't see them. This worked for a bit until I woke up to the same intense feeling and watched as each individual Barbie's head moved to face me. I hid under the covers and woke up hours later to them still facing me. Every night, I would ask my mom to turn their heads back around, only to wake up the next morning and see their eyes staring back at me. My parents passed it off as me having a wild imagination or messing with them, and discarded my concerns. After countless nights, I had finally decided to destroy the dolls, even cutting their hairs and drawing on their faces for causing me such fear. Little did I know that this would only make them angrier. It took forms in many different items around my house, ranging from stuffed animals to porcelain trinkets. Growing up, I experienced many instances of these dolls turning towards me, but none as intense as this moment. Alright guys, and that was my first video of real scary stories posted on Reddit. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed my video, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel so you are the first to know when a new upload is up. Thanks for listening. Until next story time, bye!